The world sits fine. It's a challenging world out there. It's a challenging world for you guys in the news and for us also in business. And things are changing, and that's actually good. It's good because we all need to deal with a changing environment, a changing world around, changing politics. That's our life.
Yeah, and there is a feeling that come off the crisis, Europe will respond. It will respond with defence spending, infrastructure spending, building data centres, rebuilding crumbling infrastructure in parts as well. That has to have an effect on a Wienerberger.
Absolutely, and I think it's good that we Europeans, and sorry if I count you English with us.
I am actually European.
Thank you very much indeed.
Karen, on the other hand.
And the Aussies too. Hey, just put us in there as well.
That's right. No, I would try to say we needed a wake-up call.
Yeah.
And this wake-up call has been a tough one for all of us, but we now need action. Action, and we were talking about housing, we were talking about infrastructure. A lot of things have to happen, and we need to get this done. And obviously, we are in the right spot as Wienerberger, being in the housing, renovation, and in the infrastructure bit.
Europe is playing a huge role when it comes to geopolitics, and I can see a lot of that in the numbers today. For instance, the one-off decline in reported profit here due to non-recurring negative effects, sale of Russian business. As we talk about still detangling from Russia, there are conversations afoot about a resolution in the war in Ukraine. If that is the case, where does it leave the sale of all of these Russian businesses from European corporates?
Well, you see, we moved rather quickly, to be honest. We decided at the beginning, and we had discussions with our international shareholders, and they supported us in moving out of Russia. So we did that. Obviously, you have then a time lag between this action and then obviously the recycling of all these losses that you make when you move out of a country. Actually, we made a little gain when we sold the business, but due to accounting issues, you have to recycle this Russian exposure.
But if peace were to be achieved, would that change your mindset, and how quickly would that change your mindset on doing business in Russia?
I think this will take its time, because obviously when there are discussions to normalize relationships between us Europeans or the Americans and the Russians, it will take time that business can be built together again.
You've also cited the reconstruction in Ukraine, that you're ready for that. What do you want to hear from any peace agreement to give you some sort of comfort that you have security of operation there? Because we know there's a conversation around rare earths without potentially a security guarantee. That's all hazy at this stage. What do you want to see out of any agreement with Washington and Ukraine at this point?
I think, first of all, let's put the geopolitical side aside and this deal making on the political level. We are business guys. We need two major things. That's stability in a country. Stability means that you have a legal framework that you can operate in. And that means that when you invest somewhere, you are sure that you're the owner, that you get supply in the right way, and that you can run a compliance business model where you comply to international standards. And this, after the war and what Ukraine went through, will need some time. There will be early movers that make money out of it, trading businesses and others. You can also sell products, what we will be doing in the first place, but then moving into the Ukraine, running businesses there will be a second phase.
Heimo, Trump thinks the EU was formed to screw the US. I, as a student of history, beg to differ. Others beg to differ, but we'll just park that comment as well. Will Trump try to screw the EU in terms of getting American companies to lead the reconstruction rather than European companies? Does that present a real threat to the likes of Wienerberger actually being an active and profitable part of that reconstruction?
I'm a little surprised about our reaction in Europe when he says things like that. Because actually, when we look at our American friends, and I say friends deliberately.
Sure. I've worked for the Americans for a quarter of a century. I consider them friends.
They always have their interests in mind. They always had. And that's their right. And I mean, they work for America, they put America first, and that's their interest. We need to respect that. The only thing we need to do, and I had a short conversation with Ursula von der Leyen yesterday evening, before she left to India, and said, rebuild Ukraine means we need to do something in Europe. We Europeans, we need to push ourselves in the first place and do something. Yeah. The thing is, we like to talk. You English and us Europeans, continental, we like to talk.
It's so
and
true.
We need to do something.
But you've just pricked our interest. And Karen and I were almost certainly going to ask the same question. What else did von der Leyen say to you that you can tell us?
Well, we were talking about a clean industrial deal, and I think it's a very good step forward. Less bureaucracy, that was my major issue, because we need investments, we need to have access to cheaper energy, obviously, and sustainable energy available in Europe. So these were the major subjects, and she was very positive there. And I reckon that she has a very tough job right now.